I jumped on here, but I wanted to, yeah. um, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes because nobody's here, and I know I gave you a good 10 minutes. I've had a lot of people go, "You don't give us enough time." I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit more spontaneous with this than I am with other things. Um, okay, we got one person according to my tablet. It could be Jerry. It could be anybody. It could be a looky loo. But I'm gonna say hi. Um, how's your Easter weekend been going so far? Um, my Easter weekend has been, I'm gonna say, a little rough, and that's because there's a lot of things going on in this house between um, Jerry. Good. I haven't been feeling all that great myself. Uh-oh, did I get stuck? Did my, yeah, I got stuck for a second. I hope that doesn't happen too much today. Um, I notice I'm lagging. So, but that's been one of many problems, as well as my sinuses. It's that just that time of year, and it's going to be a bad year because we did not have a very wet winter. So everything from my allergies and my health issues to Jerry Ann's health issues and her allergies, and then mom and her allergies, and then my area of Rolla, or my area of Phelps County, um, have been doing controlled burns because of how dry it's been. They don't want a forest fire being started by somebody who throws a cigarette out of their car, or campers leaving their fire going while they walk off. Then lightning strikes. I've actually compared it. There's been more, not world, well, not worldwide, but nationwide. For the forest fires have been more started by right now this year. Lightning strikes. Okay, if you guys are paused, I'm sorry, I'm paused too. I don't know what's. I'm gonna I'm gonna have to do something about my internet because it's really been shoddy. Give me just a second. Let's turn that off. But I have to have that on. Okay. I had to just fix my phone so it wouldn't like be a cause of the problem. Um, hey Tina, glad to see you. Um, I don't know how many people I got in here that's going to be a talker. Most of them so far look like just looky loos, except for Tina. She's the only one who said anything so far. Which means if I had full control over how many people or who would be in my channel right now, the 24 people who aren't talking would not be here. Because I've been having way too many issues with people who come on here and they don't do nothing or say nothing. They just, oh, Nellie's here. Okay. I've got a timing issue between what I see on my phone and what I see on my tablet, which I don't like. Um, is it evening? I know it's afternoon, late afternoon. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. Um, but anyhow, I came on here today, not particularly to talk about what's going on with me. Most of you guys know I have seasonal health issues that I cannot help. It's not as simple as taking a pill and making it go away. In fact, I've probably taken more than enough pills of one form or another for my allergies and for my bronchial issues to choke a beluga whale in my lifetime. My sinus bronchial issues. Okay, I figured you'd be about an hour ahead of me because of your location. But like I said, I try to give everybody a good 10 minutes warning, because I've had a lot of people in my last live say, you should give us more warning that you're coming on. It's my channel. I'm spontaneous. I do things spontaneously unless it's, you know, something that has to do like cleaning. Right now, I'm taking a break because the dog's taking a nap. My mom's taking a nap. JM may be napping. I'm the only one who stays up until midnight, sometimes a little bit later, and gets up at like, my alarm goes off at 9:45, but sometimes I don't crawl out of the bed until almost 10:30. It really depends on how much actual sleep I got. I'm not, broken sleep, because broken sleep does not really do me any good. It just, hey, I'm awake, I'm down. Hey, I'm awake, I'm down. And then by the time I come crawling out of bed, I'm like, oh, do I have to get up? That kind of thing. But here today, we're going to talk about, well, first we're going to talk about um, oil diffusers. We have one in the bedroom, and it works nice, and we found, I'm going to call them recipes. You take a certain number of essential oils and you put so many drops in your diffuser, um, and it helps you with, the one we have in the bedroom helps us with breathing. The one I have in here that I just recently got, I put in it's a pre-made oil mixture called Stress Be Gone. Excuse me. Um, and it does work. It helps me out a lot. Jerry is, she's kind of feeling better, but she's not out of the woods, so to speak. She still feels sore and tired, and she's having trouble sleeping due to, um, not really depression, more like concerns or worries or things that are stressing her out. I personally think I should be putting the stress gone in our bedroom. But we talked to mom. Um, I talked to mom the other day. She wants to smell. I had her smell the vanilla flavored. She wants to smell the jasmine. So when mom wakes up from her nap, I'm gonna take that out there and let her smell it. I actually want Jerry Ann to go onto our Pinterest and um, print up all the different recipes that we saw on Pinterest for various things. Um, well, she made an appointment to see her primary, and her primary will either send her to a specialist or a place to get tested for maybe her breathing is allergy induced, or like mine, asthma induced. So I'm just waiting for her to go see the doctor, her primary. Um, but anyhow, we decided, because we found a diffuser for really cheap on, I can't remember if it was a Dave and Sissy special, or a or what it is, but it don't cost that much money. It's probably 15, 16 bucks if I remember, unless that was a different one. But yeah, I don't think it's anything serious, and I hope it's not anything serious either. Because if it is, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Truthfully, and I don't know what we would do in general. We may have to, and I hope to God, I really hope to God, it's not something serious where our our plans to move to Colorado get changed to something, um, like we have to move to closer to Duke or one of these specialty places. Um, I'm glad I seen you was on. We are spending the weekend at our lake cabin on Grand Lake, Oklahoma. Okay, nice, very nice. That was another thing I want to talk about here in a second. But anyhow, on Pinterest, you can find recipes for various different oil combinations for different smells, or like I'd have to go in the bedroom, but I don't want to because the dog's asleep. There's was it on frankincense, lemon, eucalyptus, and tea tree oil that you blend together and put in your diffuser, and it helps. It's supposed to help you promote breathing, which I can tell you now, being in this room, air conditioner was on briefly. Um, yeah, it works. You know, that's right. I just started at 3, a little bit after 3, so you're not too late. But I'm glad to have you here, Sheila. Might have to go. I might have to sneak in the bedroom just for my inhaler. But if you can handle certain kinds of smells and whatnot, and you want it for either to make your house smell good or help you with like tension or breathing issues or just balancing or relaxing, um, I would suggest go ahead and looking into um, an essential oil diffuser, and then the different recipes on Pinterest. Um, but the other thing I wanted to talk to you today, and this is probably going to be the bulk of my video today. Easter is tomorrow, and I love Easter not just because of the candy and the eggs and all that fun stuff. It's because of the celebration of the resurrection of Christ. Um, but here's the thing that I'm going to point out, and I'm not knocking Christianity because I was born and raised Christian. But I was 25, somewhere between 25 and 30 years old. I learned something about Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. The two things that we use to represent Easter are pagan in origin, and don't start getting mad at me because I'm bringing this up. I when I read the information about what they represent, the rabbit represents um, Han. The egg represents eternal life. The rabbit represents um, fudge. I forgot what the rabbit represented. But the egg is supposed to represent eternal life or rebirth, however you want to put it. I think the rabbit is supposed to represent not just fertility, but there was one particular thing that caught my eye that had nothing to do with that. But I also, when I was in my mid 40s and living in New York, um, there was a house that I used to pass by on the bus going to and from work. And what he did, this family did, hi D, this family basically set up in front of their yard a small looking hill with 3 crosses, and the middle cross had the purple scarf draped over it. And then next to that, he designed what looked like the tomb with the stone rolled away. And I thought that was that's funny, Nelly. That's good though. That's good. Um, and the thing is I read and studied different things about the tomb. Now nobody knows where this tomb really is because they basically hid it. And sorry, I have to take this out. This is actually supposed to be for my hair, but I ended up putting it in my beard for some reason. But I was studying up on what the Bible had to say about the resurrection of Christ, and how the two soldiers were supposedly asleep. And when they went to, on the third day, they went to check on Jesus because everybody was like, hey, he's not going to be there on the third day. Well, here's the thing. When they went to go check the tomb, and they went and tried to roll the stone away, the stone cracked in half and basically fell apart. And the inside of the tomb, according to a lot of theologians and people, said that inside the tomb was dark, like blackened, like it had been hit with the equivalency of the sun. And I'm like, yeah, because the power of the power that God would have to put into his own son to resurrect him in that tomb and remove him, or get, basically he would remove himself, basically the intensity of the power, to prove, not only prove Jesus is the Son of God, but that he had the power of his Father, and that's where the triune God comes in, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Now, I know that's, a lot of people say that's a Catholic thing, but I think it's an all around thing because yes, thank God for miracles. You have to look at the Bible and you go, okay, wait a minute. God created us from a handful of dirt, and he literally breathed life into that handful of dirt to create Adam, which basically means men. I'm not saying women are excluded because God used a rib from Adam to create Eve, but to have God breathe life into basically what we are, jars of clay. I mean, once our spirit leaves this body, we return to dust. That's what we were created from. Now the thing is, all right, it is believed by a lot of different groups of people, and I'm not going to mention names and whatnot because I'm not going to get into the religious aspect of who's who and what's what. Um, if we have a spark, if every individual living being, and I mean human beings, not animals or anything like that, one group will say yes, animals will have souls, and another group will say no. But here's the thing: is if we have the spark of life given to us from God. Now, I'm not saying that we can do godly things, but I'm saying that He has given us gifts through that spark of life that could be, I don't want to say controlled because it's a gift. I mean, our very lives are literally gifts from God. Um, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if we have the spark of God, how much of that spark do we have to, you know, what is that spark giving us as gifts? I mean, yes, there are people out there who are artists, and there are people out there who are great writers, and then there's people who are just, like, take for instance, um, yeah, the gift of life. But, hear me out here for a second. There are men and women out there who are, have a form of autism, and some of those people with autism is like gifted with talents that we can't explain. How does an autistic person, have these talents when they're not, as some people would say, they don't have the quality of life that most other people do. And I say, anybody who can tap into their gifts, whether they're autistic or not, whether they like can't deal. I mean, look at Albert Einstein. The man could not do simple math, but when it came to em equals square or whatever it is, um, the man could not do math. But when it came to higher math, you know, granted, some people used that information and his gift to the world for mass destruction and weaponizing plutonium. You know, but the thing is, we all have that gift. how we use it depends on us. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who misuse it. But we don't have to deal with them because we're not judge, jury, and executioner. That's God's job. Um, yeah, I mean, everyone has a gift. It's their choice of how they use the gift. Some people are just gifted with overwhelming kindness. My cousin Michelle had that. She was just overflowing with kindness. Um, Other people have exactly empathy for what other people are going through. I mean, I don't want to use Joanna as an example, but there's plenty of other people who are going through the same basic illness of cancer or worse. And, it takes a strong person to be able to deal with that and have the empathy for that person. Like, I deal with it every day. So I understand what Jerry's going through and whatnot. And, you know, it's how you tap into it, basically. Right, exactly. That's why we shouldn't look down on people with mental illness. You know, I mean, yeah. Um, when it comes to animals, I can identify and know how to deal with the animal, or at least know its name and its particular characteristics. Um, my Yeah, people deal with depression, and there's all kinds of illnesses out there. I mean, not just mental but physical. I mean, there are children being born without either no limbs or um, physical handicaps in one form or another. And then there's all the people that my wife used to work with in New York all the time who had mental handicaps, you know. So, exactly, thou shalt not judge. Um, and I feel sorry for those who look down on these people because, like, hey, look, just because you're a normal, average looking, fairly well off human being, but it does not give anybody the right to look down on the lesser or the um, maybe I'm using the term wrong, the meek of the earth. Um, yeah, yeah. If more people were to think like Jesus, or the thing that we used to do in what was going around in my day while I was in high school was the WWJD. What would Jesus do? You know, I I mean, I think Jesus would not be pleased with a lot of the people who look down on others or judge others. And there's a lot of people out there that judge others. Um, the thing is, I mean, I'm not a saint. You know, I'm probably more of a sinner than anything else. The thing is I know who I am. And I was raised Christian, and I still believe to this day, even though I don't fully practice Christianity, um, I know who my Savior is. You know, I'm not looking for a new Savior. I already know who He is. I was born and raised Christian. Yeah, we are all sinners. We are. The last perfect individual who walked this planet died 2,000 years ago. You know, thereabouts. Uh, you know, there's no perfect human being anymore. There's no perfect Christian. There's no perfect Catholic. There's not even a perfect Wiccan. We all have sins of one form or another. Exactly. Jesus died for our sins. The thing is, you know, when you know you've done something wrong, are you going to go to Jesus and ask for forgiveness, or are you just going to turn your back and go, yeah, nothing's going to happen? Um, I know what you mean there, Nelly. You don't have to try to correct yourself. Um, but tomorrow is like the day of resurrection where a lot of people celebrate. Now, everybody celebrates in their own way. When I was younger and overseas, it was just me, my mom, and my dad, and we would have like ham and mashed potatoes and some veggies of one form or another. Um, my in-laws, they make a big breakfast, and then everybody goes to see their in-laws, and then come back for a big ham and macaroni and all kinds of goodies. Um, you know, some people don't even have the um, ability to celebrate Easter. I almost said Christmas. Um, the thing is, I don't think it's about the celebration of the food. I don't think it's all the family getting together. I think it's your belief in Christ and did he really rise, or is it a bed, bedtime story? I personally think he rose. You know, I mean, there's there's too many documentations of proof of his resurrection. Um, a lot of people want to see it like, oh really? I want to see the tomb so I can believe the stories. Belief has nothing to do with seeing the sights. Belief has a lot more to do with what you feel in your heart. I mean, it's like nobody can force you to believe in anything, just like you can't force a horse to drink water. It's one of those. It's from within. It's not like how many times can you read the same Bible and not feel something or read or believe in something. You know, uh, just like everything else I do. It's not about the written information. It's about how you feel towards it, how you believe in it, or if you believe in it. Um, Now, I don't serve. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you serve two masters." No, no. I have one master that I serve, and that's Jesus. Now, everything I do for the good of Jesus, whether you want to call it evil or not, that's between you and yourself. If I strongly believe that because I'm using herbs that God put on the planet for us to use, whether we eat them, turn them into medicines, or whatever. Crystals are great and beautiful, but they were given to us by God, and they have their own imbued gifts. And I believe those gifts are from God because everything on this planet that is basically natural is God given. Exactly, Sheila. A lot of people want to say, "Oh, you're not a Christian, really." I can probably, look up or spew a few Bible chapters that I remember from heart, or at least, everybody. Okay, remember back in the 80s, 90s era when there was a wrestler, and he called himself John 3:16, or he had a hat that said John 6:13. You know, we can't tell if he was a believer or not, but I think he had that on a ball cap for a reason. You know, um, let's see here. Believing and okay, there's another thing right there. All right, faith, yes, you need to have faith in Jesus. You don't have to. Doesn't matter what you believe in. Okay, but if you have faith in Jesus, you're good. Okay, if you have faith that an herbal concoction that you learn how to make that helps with bronchial issues, which I've actually been looking for, or anything like that. Well, that item, those herbs were from God. And if you have faith that God made those herbs to help heal you, so be it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all natural. It's God given. People don't want to believe that. Well, that's fine. There's a difference of belief and faith. You can believe in a lot of crazy ass bullshit, but if you have faith in God, that's all that matters because your belief is outweighed and outpowered by the faith in Jesus, or, well, whatever you have faith in. I don't have faith in mankind because I've seen a lot of failure. I don't have faith in my government because I've seen a lot of failure. But I have a lot of faith in Jesus because if it wasn't for Jesus or God, none of this would have happened. None of this would have mattered because it would not have been done. Um, I believe it is what you do with those things. Are they used for your own good or for evil? If they are used for your good, more power to you. I don't use anything for evil. I think the problem with those who are worried about evil, um, well, first off, they're worrying about something that does not affect us. Okay, if we have faith in Jesus, there is no evil. I mean, isn't that one of the things that Jesus does is fight the evil for us, keeps the evil at bay? There's a lot of things I've gone through, like depression. That's a form of evil. That's a negative energy. Um, I've gone through a lot of different anger issues. I don't deal with those no more because I said, I give it up. One, it takes too much energy out of you, so you can't really live a life. Hi, Mona. To all the negativity, all the negative energies, whether it's depression, alcoholism, drugs, whatever. It takes too much out of you to enjoy your life. And it's just one of those. It's just one of those things where it's like, why would I waste my time on stuff that's either a taking me away from Jesus, or b just making me feel like crap all the time and I can't get nothing done. Right now, Diane and I are dealing with minor depression. My depression is because I'm not in Colorado yet. Her depression could be. Now, what I understand it from my point of view is her depression is she's worried about way too many things, and it's been keeping her up at night. It's making her lose sleep. It's making her lose energy. Um, I'm trying to do the best I can. We've talked about either getting back in with hospice so they can send people over here to take care of Jerry's wounds, do her port flushes, hopefully get her mobile, get her physical therapy going so she can't lay in bed and going, oh yeah, I did it. No, you didn't. Don't. I'm sorry, I live in this house with you 24/7. Don't lie about it. Please, please. If she did, okay, she did. Great, but I don't hear about it. She hasn't asked me to come in and help her. She used to ask me to come in and help her all the time with her physical therapy. Now I'm just kind of like, I'm not in a room all the time, so I don't know. But it's just one of those like, I don't know if she is or not. I believe she does. She is. But like I said, it don't seem like it because, like, I guess her depression or her current situation is zapping her more energy than the endorphins from exercise usually gives you. Um, but I do what I can. Um, yeah, I know we're eligible for hospice because we used to have a hot. See, she could not have hospice while she's going through treatment, but now that she's not going through treatment, she can have hospice because that's what we had beforehand. So it's just a matter of getting back, signing the paperwork and get back into it. Um, but okay. I don't know what the rules and regulations of how long she has to be off treatment before she can get it or anything like that. But I know it's one thing that we had, and maybe we should get back on to help her get the healthcare, better healthcare than what I can give her, because I'm not a professional. Um, so I just do what I can. I try to get her motivated to do things. In fact, we are, as soon as everybody's up from the nap, which means my mom, we're gonna come out here and start work on the kitchen table because it's got stuff on it that we need to get rid of. I think we're gonna start on some pre-prep cooking, and there was a discussion about doing meal prep to make these. We're talking about making these egg bites. Basically a little hash brown, crown on the bottom, some eggs, some cheese, um, or whatever you want. Mom's is probably going to be egg white, bacon crumbles, and the hash brown crown or potato crown. Ours, it will probably be like whatever we can throw in with eggs. Sorry, my jaw just popped too. Nice. But the hospice that we had here in Rolla was paid for by I can't remember who it was paid by, but they were basically a medical group. And I don't know if it was a government controlled medical group or something from our hospital. I don't remember. It's been a couple years. But if you guys have any questions, go ahead and pop them in. Um, what are we doing for Easter dinner? I just saw that, Nelly. We're going to be doing, well, for Easter breakfast, it's going to be eggs, pierogies, and sausage, whether it's going to be kibasi or the smoked sausage I have. Dinner is going to be like ham, mashed potatoes. Uh, I forgot what we're doing with the Brussels sprouts. I think what we're doing with the Brussels sprouts is we usually cut them in half and then we like smear grease or bacon grease with the Brussels sprouts and then like crumbled bacon. Because what it is, we cook some bacon, so we have that bacon grease. We put that, you know, in the bottom of a baking pan or something like that, baking sheet, and then we cut either half or a quarter of the Brussels sprouts, depending on how big they are. Lay them basically flat, so they're not on top of each other, in the baking pan, and then throw the crumbled bacon on top of that. That's probably going to be our primary vegetable. And green beans. No, we are going to do green beans. Oh, shoot. Are we going to do sauteed green beans or green bean casserole? Because I don't have any French's onions. Oops. Um, yes, roasted Brussels sprouts. They are really good. I have to tell you, they are really good. Um, what I do with mine is I'll actually get like a serving worth of Brussels sprouts, and then I'll drizzle as best as I can ranch dressing on top of them. So, oh, maybe we'll have that salad mix that I have. I've got basically I've got a bag of I don't know if the romaine sliced chopped romaine or butter sweet butter lettuce, and then I have a Caesar salad kit. Now I'm the only one who uses the dressing, but we mix the two bags together and eat that for salads. Let's see here. Dinner will probably be sometime around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. Breakfast will probably be sometime after 10 a.m. Don't know. All I do know is I love our holiday meals because they're very festive and full of all different kinds of goodies. I think I have to see if I got a can of yams because Jerry was talking about making candy yams as a dessert side dish type deal. I was like, okay. Actually, what I should have done yesterday with the shopping the shopping that I did yesterday, I should have bought myself a Dutch apple pie. I like the Dutch pie better than the American apple pie because of the crumbles. And you get a nice hot piece of apple pie and put vanilla ice cream on there with some caramel sauce. Okay, Jim, stop talking about food. Hey, the more the merrier. You know, the more the merrier. Just means less leftovers to figure out where to put them or how to put them in the freezer or refrigerator. The week ahead, well, it's going to be the first week of April. So I'm going to, whether, unless I'm hurting for certain, like I can't move type hurting, um, I got to finish up the front room, turn it into a faux bedroom. Me and Jerry have got to get into her office and clean it up. I would like to get in here and start packing some of the stuff because there's a lot of stuff in this room we don't use on a daily basis, and I want to clean up and declutter and remove as much stuff out of each room, out of all the rooms, basically, to make it okay. Yes, it's lived in, but it's not like wow. There's a gallery of all the family members of the owner of this particular house, and blah 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 blah. Well, not really the owner because they're Jerry's family mostly. I'm not one of these type of people to go, hey, let's take every picture I can find of my family, frame it, and throw it up on a wall. I'm a minimalist. I like what you see on the walls in this room, except for this wall that doesn't have anything on it. That's me. One, two, three pieces per wall, if that much, and say I'm good. Jerry wants to take 100 plus pictures and or not 100 plus pictures. That's kind of overdoing it, but uh she's been living in the same house with multiple people. You know, her mom, her dad, her siblings. Which when she was growing up, Robert wasn't really in the picture, so it was Lucky, Alicia, Jane, Julie, herself. So it was like five kids, two parents, a grandmother, and every so often a couple cousins. So I'm like, okay, that's great. I can understand. Granted, every 3 years, the government had my family moving to one place or another until 84, 85. But we still never, even after we settled in settled in Arizona, but not in the same location. I mean, it was like every 3 years we moved. We moved from Central Phoenix to Central Phoenix. There was one other part of Phoenix, then Mesa, Arizona. And then after Dad died in Mesa, Mom and I moved to Paradise Valley. I went to high school. You know, so even after Dad retired, we still moved around every so often. You know, I don't know if it's because rent on the two houses in East and Central Phoenix or West and Central Phoenix, and then the house in Mesa was an owned house. We bought it, or Mom and Dad bought it, and then Mom sold that one, and Mom and I moved into a new community that was being built up in Paradise Valley. So I ended up graduating in 90. No, it was 91, which I was supposed to graduate anyhow, but I got so frustrated with feeling like I knew more than the teachers, which in some cases I did, that I dropped out of high school and then got my GED within like 6 months. Actually, I went to a GED course, and there was a lot of people in there my age, a couple of them a little bit older, and the teacher who was doing the GED classes was like, okay, we're going to give you guys a mock test to see how well you are, what we need to focus on. And I took like two different mock tests, and both of them were like passing. So when we got done with, when the second one was done, the teacher came to me and went, "Why are you in my class? You can easily go pass and get your GED today." And I went, "Well, where do I go?" $25 later, one test. If I had failed, I would have had to wait like so many months. But it's like I went in there, paid the 25, did the test, got a letter, got a big envelope, big ass brown envelope. And I was like, oh God, I failed, I failed, I failed, I failed. Opened it up and I was like, there's the certificate, here's my scores, you're good to go. And I went, damn, I do know more than I think I know. You know, but I would love to have this house ready to show by the end of the week. But I know between my aches and pains and body problem, back issues, and Jerry Ann, who's basically dictating what gets done because most of it's her stuff. Um, it's kind of like, Jerry, I don't really need you to help me. I just need you to guide me. You can sit in a chair looking into that room or the front room or bedroom or this room or whatever, and well, this room, because a lot of the stuff is ours. It's a combination of hers and mine. Yeah, there's going to be things in here that I'm going to take to her and go, look, I don't know why it's in my office. I'm tired of. What do you want to do with this? Well, since you can't put it in my craft room, go ahead and put it in your office. The purpose of me trying to clean my office is so nothing will be in here. But my mom has, I don't know about packed up because she wants a moving company like AAA or AA, whatever it's called. Not AAA. AA? No, not AA. North American Van Line. I couldn't think of it. To come in and pack up all the stuff, basically. And that's what I said to Jerry. Why are we packing up stuff when Mom's gonna have somebody come in and do it for us? And personally, I'd rather have somebody do certain things for us, like my collectibles and my German wine glasses, which Mom took in her room. Um, and it's not really mine; it's more like mine and Mom's. But Mom's been like cleaning and putting stuff aside to be packed up, and you know, Mom's got two bedrooms and a bathroom, and why she hasn't like gotten everything situated just yet, I don't know. But we've been, me and Mom, put it this way, have been talking and planning, and Jerry, I've been trying to get Jerry to come out to the main room for a family powwow, but um, she keeps on sitting there going, "Why do we need a powwow? Why do we need to have a family meeting?" Because there's a lot of shit that we're still dealing with and we're talking about and we're trying to plan out. And I looked at Mom the other day because I was getting, now I wasn't sincere, but I was getting like upset that I felt like Jerry was dragging her heels about one thing or another. And I just kind of went, look, you make your decision. Once you've made your decision, what you're going to do, I'm going to make my decision. I know where my decision is going right now. Right now, my decision is heading west. I don't care what anybody tells me. You know, and we found out Jane and I actually looked at a piece of property. Now, this was a .75 acre plot of land. And on this plot of land had a nice house. Yes, house. And we looked at it, and it's got like a slab, concrete slab out there in the backyard that looks like it's ready. Like you can just go in there and turn it into a little house for mom. Yes, Colorado bust. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anybody who gets offended by that, including my wife. But for me, it's Colorado or bust. Now, there's only a couple things I can think of that could change my mind, but I am. Hey, she popped on. But that's if things are dire, and then I might change my mind. I told you I was going live, baby. I even put out a 10 minute 10 minute notification, and but anyhow, I know we talked about a lot, and no, I'm not trying to jump off. Actually, let me check my time. Barely an hour. Yeah, I do forget that you did choose Colorado. Um, I'm sorry, IRL. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, she did choose Colorado. But lately she's been, how do I put it? She's been talking about if she can get onto a program or into a program for Duke, or someplace like that. Um, she might be gone for 6 months, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that idea. Yes, I do want her to get better so that she can live and all that fun stuff. Oh, in real life. Um, I do want her to get better, and I do want her to be able to get into a research program or something like that. It's just a lot, she'll be in like Carolina or even Texas or someplace like that. And she's talking about like 6 months, and I'm like, so Duke is is it South or North Carolina? It's in the Carolinas. Um, yeah, that's one of the reasons why when she said 6 months all the way on the other side of this country, I was like, hmm. Now, if she were to, if she was to go to like the place in Texas, now mom probably wouldn't mind Texas during the wintertime. Same here. And if she's going to like an educational school like Duke, um, that's fine. I mean, I'll be down there for the wintertime, but I will not be down there for the summer. And I'll live out of my trailer or camper, whatever you want to call it. Yes, Carolina, North Carolina. Um, but I'm like, I want her to get better. I do. I want her to get better so she can live a little bit longer, and she can um, have a little bit more life. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean like, let's see here. We're in our 50s, so let's say maybe another 30 years. Um, oh wait a minute. We made an agreement only until 75. After 75, it's a crapshoot. No, I'm just joking. Um, Actually, Sheila, I don't think her doctor said anything. I don't know if we talked to her doctors about Duke or anything like that. We just told the doctors that we're trying to move to Colorado. Now, Jerry did tell me that she did research for Aurora, but their programs are only for stage 3. They don't have any programs for a stage 4 patient. Yeah. Have you done any more research on that, Jerry? I don't mean to bring that up, but since you're here, um, oh, excuse me. Last year, you mean last year's programming or programs? Um, what? Well, since we're talking about it, um, the main reason why I was upset about the idea of you going to Duke or any other place is because of the distance between the two of us and the amount of time separated from each other. Um, that was what I was upset about more than anything else because I mean I would love for you to get into one of the programs and find out that they um, wha- um sorry I shouldn't have read that last one. If you got into a program at Duke or any of the other universities that have studies on stage 4 cancer, I mean I have no. I mean my only, like I said, my only concern is time away and distance. If I had a job, which I don't know what I'm gonna have. I don't know if I'm gonna have a job or if the doctors are gonna suggest some kind of like program or something like that where I get paid. And the thing is if I was getting paid to be Diane's caretaker and she's not there, one, I would feel guilty about the money, and two, could get into a lot of trouble with the state of Colorado for basically getting an income and not having a reason to have that income. Um, I know it makes a difference to you too, but like I said, I would rather you try to get healthy. Maybe you go to Duke and you're only there for a couple months because they're like, oh yeah, we can just snip this right off and give you some medication to take care of the tumors, and they're good. Um, yeah, I know I wouldn't get paid if you didn't live with me. Um, of course, I can think of a lot of good things I can do while you're away. I mean, take the dog for long walks. Maybe take her for camping. Go camping someplace, or if I had to, get a job. The only thing is, who's going to take care of Oreo while I have a job? All of them. Sorry, I mean, I would love it if the only thing we needed to do is get that little lump cut off your kidney and you know take some medication and whatnot for a little while, and hopefully one last round of treatments, and the tumors will be shrunk or gone or non-problematic. Let's just say that much. You know. Well, that's the thing is I don't know if I would be living apart. I think I'd be living with mom, or if like let's say mom got a piece of property or something like that, and I can just live out of my camper. The only thing I'd be worried about with my camper would be the dog going nuts and ripping something up. Well, yeah, that too, Jay, that too. Um, Sorry. Well, that's the other thing is travel is like, how would you get up there? Would you take a plane and get a taxi or some kind of special service to get you from the airport to the care facility? Um, that would be my concern is how you're going to get up there. Because I don't know if you can drive. Best way to get you up there is by plane or train or something like that. Oh yeah, we've got a lot of research to do, not only for Jerry's care and whatnot, um, but fixing up the house and getting the house back on the market and that kind of stuff. Is my voice going out again? Great. SpongeBob voice. Oh, SpongeBob, you. Yeah, I want her to be healthy and happy too, but not a but. Excuse me. I also would like to be, happy and hopefully. But that's part of our plan is to figure out how to not only get our stuff in Colorado set up and going, but also how to get Jerry into like a program, whether it's Duke or down in Houston or basically wherever she can go. I mean, she already checked out Aurora and basically said that they only have the stage three treatments or studies. They don't have the stage four. Um, Anyhow, before I decide to get off, because I don't even know how much time I've been on here. Oof, just over an hour. Um, all right. I'm going to ask if you guys have any last minute questions or anything like that. I mean, whether it's for me or for Jerry. Um, I'm just glad that I haven't had any negative nillies or certain people come on here and start their nonsense. So, um, are we going live tomorrow because of Easter? Um, I don't know. Um, I don't plan on going on a live tomorrow because it's Easter. But what? Okay. Um, okay. Jerry's saying between meals, so we will probably do a live together in between meals. Oh, I got an idea, Jerry. Why don't we do instead of doing one together, let's do like that thing where you're on yours and I'm on mine and we're connected. I forgot what it's called now. Yeah. Oh, we're only negative towards the negative people. Or at least I am. Um, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see about doing the. I don't even know what to call it now. But you know, yeah, picture not. It's not picture in picture. It basically, I forgot what to call it, but it's something where you can. There's like, um, I know we can't be in the same room, baby. Um, I don't know. We'll talk about it. I really don't know. Um, it really depends on how I feel and all that fun stuff. Okay. Yeah, joint life. Thank you. Oh, um, happy Easter, you guys. Any last minute questions before I sign out? Sign out. Besides, go bunkers. Um, no, no questions. Alrighty. All right. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, you have a good Easter. And oh, she loves giving kisses. Sorry. Um. So yeah. So that's where my brain is going because I've emptied it. Um. So we'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy. Bye.